Hello everyone, good evening. I know it's late and even I couldn't find any video yesterday. You all couldn't find any video yesterday because of some technical issues and of course the time. So, but today, rather from today, it will be regular. So, today we are going to begin with a very brand new topic, that is cell and cell structure. Today we are going to work on only this much part, that is prokaryotic and eukaryotic. I know you may not understand what does it mean, but I'm going to start with it. So these are the two major type of cells we are going to discuss today about, right? Before that, let me just clear you, we have completed four topic of mathematics, whereas we are ahead in mathematics, so I thought that we will back to back will have science topics. So cell we will complete and then again we can come back to the geometry, that is mathematical part. Fine. So let's start the cell. Before we begin the cell, let us understand what exactly we are talking about. So let me explain you what exactly the cell is. The first thing that what you need to understand about cell, every organism you find around you are made up of cell. Rat, ant, plants, you all. Even there are few organisms which are just made up of cell. That means it itself is a cell, like amoeba, paramecium. It is a unicellular. That means it has got only one cell in them, right? So, in case of human or in case of animal is made up of maybe organs. Organs are made up of tissues, and tissues are made up of cells. I hope you can understand. Animal is made up of organ is made up of tissue, and tissue is made up of cell. So cell is a very small structure present in our body, right? I can explain you how much one cell can be. One cell can be like 5 micrometer in diameter. Okay, so imagine if this is a cell, imagine it is a cell, it's like that. So its diameter is, imagine कितना है 5 micrometer. So what do you mean by 5 micrometer? 5 micrometer means 5 upon on tens, how many zeros? 6 zeros meter. That means it is going to be equal to 0.00000012345 and 6 meter. This small the cell is, right? Cell are not same, they are different for different animal. So in your body itself, if I say the cell of your hand or maybe finger is not same as cell of your tongue. The cell in your body, like in stomach, like in intestine, is not same as the cell in the heart. So cells have got its own different structure. But what we have done, we have categorized cell as two major types. One is eukaryotic cell and second is prokaryotic cell. So let us understand what do you mean by eukaryotic and prokaryotic cell. Okay? Prokaryotic cell, let us first of all know. Prokaryotic cell is like a coronavirus. Just now what we are looking at, a coronavirus, it is a prokaryotic cell. Now, what exactly prokaryotic cells are? Like virus are prokaryotic cells. Some bacteria are prokaryotic cell. These are not developed. As like there is a evolution in the human, like in the animals. Similarly, there is a kind of a evolution in the microorganisms as well. Now, in that microorganism, which are not very much developed, we call them as prokaryotic cell. And some developed cells we call it as eukaryotic cell. Okay, so this is a major difference between prokaryotic and eukaryotic cell, right? So in prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell, still will see uh, some proper differences. Let's understand. Prokaryotic cell has got no nuclear membrane. That means, see, this is what the cell is. Imagine, normally the cell has got a nucleus which is defined. Whereas in a prokaryotic cell, if you check, like in the coronavirus, the nucleus is not defined. So there is no nucleus, it is just the matter in the nucleus, it is just moving around. That's it. No nucleus. There is no defined nucleus. Nucleus is defined in a eukaryotic cell. Right? Prokaryotic cell are always single cell. Okay? Whereas uh, they are single cell, single chromosome, and they prefer, or rather, you can say that they cannot form a tissue or organ. Prokaryotic cell are single celled, so they remain alone like that. Whereas eukaryotic cell have developed themselves in such a way that in our body, like they formed a kind of an animal directly, or maybe plants, right? So whatever cells are there in we people, like what we see around us right now, all of them have got a eukaryotic cell. Like all the animals, all the plants, okay, including insects, everyone has got a eukaryotic cell, right? The cell contains a single chromosome. Cell in a prokaryotic has got a single chromosome, whereas in eukaryotic cell we have more than one chromosome. For an example, if you take human, we have 46 chromosomes, like 23 pairs of chromosomes. Right? Chromosome we are going to check in further part of this topic, but chromosome is present in the nucleus. In the nucleus, it is present. In this particular one, it has got a single chromosome, and in eukaryotic, that is developed cell, has got a multiple chromosomes, right? Nucleolus in sense, there is a part of nucleus which is inside the nucleus. Okay, it's a nucleolus. So this nucleolus is absent in the prokaryotic cell, and of course it is present in the eukaryotic cell. Organelles, that means organs of cell. Okay, there are some small parts inside the cell, like cytoplasm, or maybe some kind of mitochondrion, okay, or maybe what is that, lysosomes, or maybe ribosomes, okay, and Golgi apparatus, okay, endoplastic reticulum, ser, right? So these are kind of organelles which are present inside the eukaryotic cell, whereas in the prokaryotic cell, this organelles, that means organs of cell, are absent. Okay, they are not present. Normally in prokaryotic cell, the division, that means further reproduction, you can say, is only possible by using fission or by budding. Fission in sense converting from one cell to two. Okay, so there are multiple type of fission, like binary fission or multiple fission and all. And budding in sense like this. Imagine if this is a cell and it gets a kind of a bud here, okay, and those buds after maturity they develop or they separate from the main cell. Okay, so this is called as a budding and this is called as a fission. Okay, so only in these two ways the division can be possible. Whereas in the cell division, like in the eukaryotic cell, the cell division is happening by mitotic division. Mitotic division in sense chromosome level division hota hai usme. Okay, chromosomal division hota hai, that we will be understanding in the short time, don't worry. Okay, so what we are understanding here is nothing but difference between prokaryotic and eukaryotic cell. Okay, so I know that it is always confusing. Whatever I'm saying, organelle word, mitochondria, all that as words becomes difficult to grasp, because maybe first time you are hearing all these words. So what we are going to do today, we are just going to watch a simple video, so that which I am going to show you after this. Okay, watch the video, and whatever new words you find, those new words, just note it down in your notebook. Whatever you remember, all those words you can note down in your notebook. Fine, chalo dekhte hain. Enjoy the video. Fine.
Cells are the smallest living units of an organism. All cells have three things in common, no matter what type of cell they are. All cells have a cell membrane, which separates the inside of the cell from its environment, cytoplasm, which is a jelly-like fluid, and DNA, which is the cell's genetic material. There are two broad categories of cells. The first category is eukaryotic cells. They have organelles, which include the nucleus and other special parts. Eukaryotic cells are more advanced, complex cells, such as those found in plants and animals. The second category is prokaryotic cells. They don't have a nucleus or membrane-enclosed organelles. They do have genetic material, but it's not contained within a nucleus. Prokaryotic cells are always one-celled or unicellular organisms, such as bacteria. So, what are organelles? Organelle means little organ. Organelles are the specialized parts of a cell that have unique jobs to perform. Let's start with the nucleus, the control center of the cell. The nucleus contains DNA, or genetic material. DNA dictates what the cell is going to do and how it's going to do it. Chromatin is the tangled, spread-out form of DNA found inside the nuclear membrane. When a cell is ready to divide, DNA condenses into structures known as chromosomes. The nucleus also contains a nucleolus, which is a structure where ribosomes are made. After ribosomes leave the nucleus, they will have the important job of synthesizing or making proteins. Outside the nucleus, the ribosomes and the rest of the organelles float around in cytoplasm, which is the jelly-like substance. Ribosomes may wander freely within the cytoplasm or attach to the endoplasmic reticulum, sometimes abbreviated as ER. There are two types of ER. Rough ER has ribosomes attached to it, and smooth ER doesn't have ribosomes attached to it. The endoplasmic reticulum is a membrane-enclosed passageway for transporting materials, such as the proteins synthesized by ribosomes. Proteins and other materials emerge from the endoplasmic reticulum in small vesicles, where the Golgi apparatus, sometimes called the Golgi body, receives them. As proteins move through the Golgi body, they're customized into forms that the cell can use. The Golgi body does this by folding the proteins into usable shapes, or adding other materials onto them, such as lipids or carbohydrates. Vacuoles are sac-like structures that store different materials. Here, in this plant cell, the central vacuole stores water. Going back to the animal cell, you will see an organelle called a lysosome. Lysosomes are the garbage collectors that take in damaged or worn-out cell parts. They are filled with enzymes that break down this cellular debris. The mitochondrion is an organelle that is the powerhouse for both animal and plant cells. During a process called cellular respiration, the mitochondria make ATP molecules that provide the energy for all of the cell's activities. Cells that need more energy have more mitochondria. Meanwhile, the cell maintains its shape through a cytoskeleton. The cytoskeleton includes the thread-like microfilaments, which are made of protein, and microtubules, which are thin, hollow tubes. Some organisms, such as plants, that are photoautotrophic, meaning they capture sunlight for energy, have cells with an organelle called a chloroplast. The chloroplast is where photosynthesis happens. It's green because it has a green pigment called chlorophyll. Plant cells also have a cell wall outside of their cell membranes that shape, support, and protect the plant cell. Animal cells never have a cell wall. There are many other unique structures that only some cells have. Here are just a few. In humans, for example, the respiratory tract is lined with cells that have cilia. These are microscopic hair-like projections that can move in waves. This feature helps trap inhaled particles in the air and expels them when you cough. Another unique feature in some cells is flagella. Some bacteria have flagella. A flagellum is like a little tail that can help a cell move or propel itself. The only human cell that has a flagellum is a sperm cell. In summary, remember, eukaryotic cells are plant and animal cells with a nucleus and membrane-enclosed organelles, while prokaryotic cells are unicellular organisms without these things. All cells have a cell membrane, cytoplasm, and genetic material. And even though only plant cells have chloroplasts, both plant and animal cells have mitochondria.
Okay, so I hope you enjoyed the video. Now, what exactly you have to do today? Today we are not going to go deep into the cell. I just showed you the video. So I think I just made you to I'm just trying to make you familiar towards the cell and those words. So what you can do, what you have heard all the words in the video, all those words you try to note it down in the notebook. Find out if you can. Okay, what are these all things are? Okay, just find out. Try to search on yourself, search by yourself. If you search all by yourself, you will try to remember these words. Okay, so I'm just going to tell you one simple thing, that if you note down all these words and find out what exactly these are, topic finishes. That's it, the topic is done. Okay, 90% topic will be done, and the other things we will be discussing from tomorrow. Okay, so till then, means till tomorrow, what you have to do is, whatever you have heard today, all that you have to just make it familiar, nothing else. Okay, all those words, just try to make it familiar. Okay, so note down those words, watch the video again if you want, and find out what these all words are of. Fine. So thank you so much. See you tomorrow.